Some children are born into arms that never let go. Others are born into history and spend a lifetime trying to find where they belong. Rémy Gastambide entered the world on the first day of 1969, during a war that decided his fate before he could even open his eyes. Within 20 days, he lost his mother. Within months, he crossed oceans and became someone else's son. For more than 50 years, he carried a single unanswered question through every country, every painting, every quiet night. Who am I, and who was looking for me when I disappeared? A child born between war and silence. Rémy Gastambide's life began not with memories but with absence. He was born on January 1, 1969, in Saigon, a city suspended between fear and fragile hope. His mother was Vietnamese. His father was an American soldier stationed in Pleiku, assigned to escort the remains of fallen soldiers back to Tan Son Nhat Airport once a month. In 1968, in a restricted military area near the airport, two young people met twice. Brief encounters shaped by curfews, uniforms, and uncertainty. When the soldier returned later, the woman was gone. He never knew she had been pregnant. 20 days after his birth, the newborn boy was placed at the Tong Tien Hoc Orphanage in Pu Nuan District. His birth name was recorded as Nguyen Bak Ai, though even that detail remains uncertain, another fragile thread in a life woven from missing pieces. The war erased records, scattered people, and left questions where answers should have been. At 8 months old, fate intervened quietly. A French couple, scientists working for France's National Center for Scientific Research, adopted him and brought him to France. They named him Rémy Gastambide. He grew up in Nice, surrounded by care, stability, and an older adoptive brother who had come from the same orphanage at the same time. From the outside, his life looked complete. From the inside, something waited, silent, unnamed. Until the age of 14, Vietnam was only a word. Then one day, a photography magazine landed in his hands. It featured images from the Vietnam War. Faces, streets, smoke, soldiers, mothers. Something inside him stirred. He began collecting photographs obsessively, as if the images were speaking directly to him. When he asked questions, he learned the truth. His adoptive parents knew nothing about his biological parents. The paperwork told a story that did not feel like his own. That realization changed everything. He was torn between gratitude and longing, love and need. He did not want to hurt the people who had raised him, but the desire to understand who he was became overwhelming. He became restless, rebellious, and determined. "I had only one wish," he later said, "to return to Vietnam and find my biological parents." By the early 1990s, as Vietnam began reopening to the world, Rémy was 22 and had saved for 2 years to make the journey. Against his parents' fears and objections, he went anyway. He called it a matter of survival, but the orphanage had been dissolved in 1975. Records were gone. The former director and his foster nanny remembered nothing that could lead him forward. After 6 weeks of searching, Rémy returned to France with empty hands and a heavier heart. 35 years of searching, one unexpected door. Failure did not end the search, it sharpened it. Between the 1990s and 2006, Rémy returned to Vietnam 7 times. Each trip carried hope and ended in silence. He spoke to strangers, followed rumors, and published his story in French and Vietnamese newspapers, believing that somewhere, someone might recognize a name, a face, a date. He imagined his mother's age, 70, perhaps 75, if she was still alive at all. On the streets of Vietnam, he watched women pass by and searched for himself in their features, skin tone, eyes, the shape of a smile. Each possibility carried a quiet ache. Art became both refuge and language. As a painter, Rémy poured his questions onto canvas, translating loss into color, identity into form. But no painting could answer the one question that mattered most. Then, in 2019, a friend told him about DNA testing, about families reunited not through memory, but through science. It felt like a final door. Rémy submitted samples to multiple databases, 23andMe, ancestry, my heritage, my family tree. He waited without expectations, prepared for disappointment. What came back changed everything. His DNA matched with an African-American individual, names appeared, faces followed. Slowly, a paternal family emerged, roots in Mississippi. One connection led to another until a man identified as his uncle confirmed the truth. Remy's father was Stuart Foster Jr., 78 years old. When they finally spoke, the past resurfaced with force. Stuart had been haunted by the war for decades, by memories he never resolved. Rémy met him not with anger, but with calm. "I am not the war," he told him. "I am its consequence." He did not come to accuse, he came to connect. In July 2021, Rémy traveled to Natchez, Mississippi for his paternal family's annual reunion. More than 60 relatives gathered, brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, people who shared his blood but had never known his name. As he told his story, tears flowed freely. 35 years of searching had led him here, to a table where he finally belonged. It was there that his father shared the last missing piece. He did not remember the woman's name, but he had kept her photograph for over 50 years, tucked inside a wartime album. He handed it to his son. "This is her," he said, "your mother." A father found, a mother still waiting. The photograph was both gift and wound. It showed a young Vietnamese woman standing in a park during Christmas in the late 1970s, her hair and clothes fashionable, her expression calm yet distant. For the first time, Rémy had a face to attach to the word mother. Finding his father did not end the journey, it reopened it. Now, with the photograph in hand, Rémy returned to the search with renewed purpose. He did not know if his mother was alive or gone, if she lived in Vietnam or abroad, if she had other children, or if she had spent decades believing her son was lost forever. He wondered if she would want to meet him, or if the pain was too great. He prepared himself for every outcome. His message was simple. He did not judge. He did not ask for explanations. He only wanted to meet the woman who gave him life. "My mother," he said, "like my father and me, is also a victim of war." Late one night on the eve of Christmas 2023, Rémy spread his documents across a table. His orphanage certificate, childhood photos, images of his father in uniform, and finally his mother's photograph. These were not just papers. They were proof that he existed, that his story mattered, that love had once been present even if it had been interrupted. Christmas for Rémy had become more than a holiday. It was a symbol of reunion, of hope returning quietly, almost shyly. He looked at the photograph and imagined her holding it once, perhaps believing it was all she would ever have. After decades of searching without a single clue, he said softly, "I now hope that this photograph and my story might allow a miracle to happen." When reunions heal history. Some reunions arrive with certainty, others arrive with faith. Rémy Gastambide's life reminds us that family is not only about who raises us, but also about the invisible threads that pull us back across oceans and decades. He found a father he never knew existed, not through memory, but through courage, the courage to keep searching when silence answers back. Yet his story remains unfinished. Somewhere, perhaps, a woman carries a memory she has never spoken aloud. Perhaps she wonders what became of the child she lost in a time when choices were made by war, not by love. Rémy does not seek to reopen wounds. He seeks to close them gently. In a world shaped by conflict, his journey is proof that the consequences of war are not only destruction, but also lives spent searching for wholeness. And sometimes healing does not come all at once. Sometimes it comes in stages. A father found, a photograph revealed, a hope reborn. For Rémy, reunion is not a single moment. It is a lifelong act of faith. Faith that stories, when told honestly, can reach the right ears. Faith that love, even delayed by half a century, still recognizes its own. And somewhere, on a quiet Christmas night, a miracle may still be waiting to happen.